You guys ever had that hand pocket aces versus pocket kings where you just know someone's walking away heartbroken? Yeah, this one got ugly, okay? But we got a good one to go over here. It's going to run for, I want to say maybe like 16 minutes. So here's what I want you to do. Grab a bottle of water, some coffee, maybe some Gatorade, sit back, and yeah, if you could tap the like, I would appreciate it. Also, if you're not in our community yet, don't know why you're not in it. You could talk with me one-on-one. There's other high-level members in there and a lot of good stuff. And if you're trying to take the game a little bit more seriously, then I highly recommend getting into it in the pinned comment. And just to give you guys a little background on myself, I've been playing this game now for a couple decades. I pretty much play religiously a few times a week, mid-stakes, and I've had good results. I don't have a particular style, if you want to say I do, it's probably more exploitative. I understand all the different strategies and concepts like GTO, ABC, but at the end of the day, you got to realize, man, you're playing against other people on the other side of this, and you got to make plays, you got to bluff, and that's really how I approach it. You're also just trying to make good decisions every time you play. And even when I lose, if I made the right decision and I lost, it doesn't even bother me, man. It does not tilt me at all. I kind of just play through it. But here we go. We got a queen deuce. We really got nothing here. For whatever reason, though, I just wasn't believing player four. I was actually just putting him on a couple of overs here. I just wasn't a believer, okay? And I am going to make a pretty outrageous call here, especially with this sizing on the turn. But like I said, man, I just wasn't believing this dude, so we're going to take it to the river here. I would absolutely love to peel off a 2 or a queen. We didn't. Board paired. Pot got pretty big here, and, honestly, I was just hoping for a check back at this point. Obviously, if this guy was going to continue, we're going to be taking the L on this hand and losing a pretty decent sized pot, but we ended up taking it down with a pair of deuces. I just wasn't a believer, okay? So that's kind of why I made that call. It was a good try on the turn by player four, but my gut was telling me at a couple overs there, and he didn't connect, and we took it down. So that's kind of how we started things off. But yeah, stick around because we do have some good situations, like I said, to go over. I don't want you guys to miss anything, and feel free to comment below if you want. All right, next we got an ace-3 suited. We got the clubs. We got the dubs, and we are on the button here, which I do like. This is definitely a good hand to have on the button. All right, player 5 is going to kick it up to the 11 piece. I'm just going to call here because we still have 2 players to act after us. Thought about raising here, but I didn't. I just went with the call. Player 2 doesn't have a whole lot left. I don't even know why he's but yeah, he kicked it up pretty high here. Problem with calling player 2 is he has nothing left behind. So I imagine even if we miss this flop and call, he's just going to go all in anyway. So I just let this go. It just didn't make sense just based on what he had left. Also, if we take a look at the table, we got player 1 and player 3 doing pretty good in this. And then we're just trying to make our way here. Player 1's actually doing really good. So good day for him. Props to him. Doing his thing, whatever. All right, next one, we had an ace-10 off. I played this one pretty aggressive for the most part. Probably a little bit too aggressive, but, it is what it is, whatever. If I feel like somebody's weak or I just want to, do my thing, I'll do my thing, okay? Whatever, I don't care. All right, so I'm going to open this up. We're going to go to the 1250 piece here. I don't think we're going to have a re-raise on this one, I'm pretty sure. Back over to player 3. Yeah, he's just going to fold it, and then player 4 is going to make the call. I got real aggressive on this one. And he's in the big, so he's going to pretty much call with whatever. Can't really blame him for it. I was actually thinking he was going to re-raise us here. It's kind of looking like he was thinking about it. Or maybe he's just on a bathroom break. I don't know. Make a decision, dude. Okay, and after letting this run all the way down, he is going to make the call. So annoying. Come on now. Do something, man. Okay, so here we go. Now, we did pair the ace. You got some weird draws out there, I guess. Not really worried about anything here, but I am going to continue, okay? Figure if he's got like a pair of 4s or 7s, he's probably going to continue here. And it'd be nice to see like a 10 on the turn. I'd take an ace too, but a 10 would be good. Pretty decent sizing here on the turn. He called pretty quick. Not sure if I really liked that turn card. I mean, I guess I could see some 2 pairs, but at the same time, I just was like, you know what? Let's do this. Now this is very aggressive. Okay, very aggressive. 5-6 got there. I wasn't really putting him on that though. Would have been a cooler though if he did have it, and I would have definitely played that hand poorly. But whatever. We took it down, and it's all good. All right, so yeah, now we're up a little bit, doing pretty good, but we have a big hand coming up here. So I hope you guys are still with me because we're just starting to cook here. Okay, we're starting to cook. Pretty sure player 3 just took this one down. Let's see. All right, player 4 let this go, which brings us up to the moment. Pretty sure this is the moment coming up here. I just played this one, so kind of happy to share it with you guys. And I did slow this down, so I just kind of go over my thought process. I'm also curious too, like, do you prefer jamming with aces pre or just like re-raising it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see what I'm talking about here. The thing about having aces, especially like first act, it's pretty sneaky. Okay, now I'm just gonna raise it up here to the 1250 piece. And what I've seen too, like when you have aces, I feel like when you do jam pre, people with ace king are just never getting away for the most part. I feel like they always end up calling, especially these mid stakes. Now if ace king is suited, you got to make a call with it, but when it's offsuit, it is a little bit easier of a fold. And then I see like pocket queens call too a lot when you jam pre, which can be the right decision if you think somebody's got ace king, but the reality is like if you make a call if somebody jams, you need to have an ace king that's suited, honestly, because what's happened to me, especially like just going through the data, ace king suited cracks so many big hands, even pocket aces, pocket kings. It's very surprising how often it does. So I just encourage you to think about that next time you're in a situation where you have ace king. If somebody's jamming on you or just putting in a big raise and then you're thinking about jamming, don't do it unless your ace king is suited. Okay. And player 1 re-raising us here from early position. I wasn't really confident he would call, a shove here, but I'm still going to make the play nevertheless. I could have gone up to maybe like the 90 piece or the 120 piece, chicken nug, dip it in some BBQ, you know what I'm saying? But, I just was like, we're gonna jam here. Now I don't always do that. I'm curious though, in the comments let me know if you guys do prefer jamming pre with it or just re-raising somebody, kind of big. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. But I do think you get called down a lot. Like a lot of people just don't make those disciplined folds with ace king offsuit. They call all the time. And then you see pocket queens call quite a bit, and even jacks sometimes will, But somebody's got to be putting you on ace king, right, in order for you to do that. So I guess it's just situational and how the player is playing at the table. Like if he's playing super tight, then yeah, maybe it'd be a little bit. It could be a little bit worrisome. But if someone's playing like really loose, and they make a jam on you, and you've got like ace king or queens or even jacks sometimes, and maybe it is worth looking them up. This guy called me very fast, and he's going to see the bad news. We're also blocking the spades here, which was good. Fortunately, no king on the flop, so we're looking pretty good here. We're 92% favorites going to the turn, as you guys can see right here. Feeling pretty darn good. Another spade out there, which is good because we're blocking the spade, so we don't have to worry about that. 95% favored here. I mean, Will he get there? Will he get that 5%? No, sir. No, sir. We took it down a pretty big one right there. And yeah, I mean, what are you going to do if you're player one? And he was actually, I mean, he actually lost a good chunk there. He was actually up pretty big, and we kind of just, snapped that away from him like a snapping turtle, coming out of the water and chomping him down. I do apologize, player one, but can't really blame somebody, if you've got kings. And interestingly enough, kings, like the last, I mean, it's kind of turned around a little bit, but like the last probably like 5 or 6 times I've had it, I've actually like lost on flips like 80% of the time, and it hasn't even been to like aces. It's been like ace king or ace queen suited, and somebody just flops the ace on me. But in that spot, and when I have kings, I would probably do the same thing most of the time, or at least a lot of the time. It's just unfortunate for player one that happened, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is, that stuff just kind of happens. But I'm glad we were on the right end of it. All right, next I went an ace 10 suited, diamonds, kind of nice hand to have after aces. Queen on the turn, didn't really get what we were looking for. We had no diamonds on this, or, no ace on the turn. We didn't get the jack, not even a pair of tens, so I just let this go. See what that river card, oh, we would have got the 10. I don't know what he had, though. Maybe he had us. Who knows? We'll give it to him. And, yeah, but I guess that's pretty much it, guys. We still got a few hands if you want to stick around and watch them. But, kind of coming up to the end of this, like I said, I've been playing a real long time. If you're looking to, like, take things to that next level, man, get in the community, pin comment, you can talk with me one-on-one, other high-level members, a lot of good stuff. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. As always, thanks for watching this. We'll see you in the next one.